Hello everybody, this is Ski UK here. It has been a while since I've done a video, but I'm back today with the Elite Dangerous, and I did do this video with original audio before, but I forgot in shadowplay to enable the mic, so I'm having to do it post-production. So it's going to be a trade run, a basic one. Just to show people how to do it, because I didn't really know how to do it, and I know there's lots of videos out there to do lots of things, but this is from like a noob's perspective, and somebody that's new to joysticks, because I've never used it before. I'm used to a mouse and keyboard, but I was told with Elite it's best to use joystick, so I bought one, hotas X by thrustmaster. That stands for hands-on throttle and stick. So like you've got your throttle on your left and a stick on the right. So basically what I'm going to do is go through like menus and things, and to show you what's what, and I do have an edtracker, like that's a head tracker but with ED on, and then that's like a self-build one for like 10-15 quid, but you need the tools, so bump out about 10-15 quid more. I don't use it at the start, but I do use it nearly middle to end because it has to warm up a bit first. So I'm just going to wait until the screen changes, because I'm not really sure when it starts. Alright, so what we're going to do is look in the menus and find out if there's a commodities place here. I think there is. So I scroll down I must be changing the audio at the moment. Because it must have been a bit loud at the time. So I've got full fuel and full health and everything in the basic sidewinder. I've made one trade run before, so I've got 1400 credits. That's the bulletin board. You got to be careful about accepting available missions, because you got to work out how many jumps and can you actually manage it and things like that. So just be wary of things like time to do, costs involved, and things like that. I haven't been playing long. I bought the game a couple of weeks ago, and then I bought the beta because that added a 25% insurance discount for beta backers, so I thought I'd get that while it was going. I think that's the contacts thing, and I was going to show you people available in the station, but there wasn't anybody there. That's what I thought that the window was for, but it looks like it's for other things. I was going to play it open, but I just went solo just for the video purpose. So we went to the commodities place. The best thing to do is usually go to the system map and then look for where you are, and then find out what the imports and exports. But I didn't do that at the time. I just was looking the tab. Most of the ones along, you go look for low and the amount of supply there. The higher supply, the cheaper the product is there. So I was looking at the minerals, and I saw something that was in stock and it was cheap, so I bought 4 loads, because you can only get 4 cargo spaces in the sidewire, and so I bought 4 of them, and then I was just looking around to see if there was any better deals, I think, at the time. So the sell price is what you sell it there, and the buy price is obviously which it's going to cost to buy from there. So we bought the 4 units, and go figure out where to sell it now. So you gotta must be low on the audio again because it must have been a bit loud. I think the Galaxy map and system map is a bit loud compared to like normal audio levels while you're playing. So the system I'm in is like a bit of an anarchy system, to where I ended up after my first trade mission. Well, trade run, wasn't really a mission. And this is a system view, and I was at the Freeport Air Station. I think what I bought didn't end up in the import and export, but you get the idea. I think it's an extraction system, so like minerals and things. So that's what I bought, and got to find out where to sell it. So we'll have a look at the nearby systems. There's this one here. I believe when I was doing this, it didn't import minerals. It was either a high-tech system or something else. Because I'm watching this as a preview, and the preview quality is not very good, so I can't read much of the text at the moment. Going by memory. I believe this was some other type of system. Or this might have been the high-tech one, the other one was our architectural one or something. I don't think this one's imports minerals really either. What we're looking for is a refinery kind of system, which I think is the next one I looked at. So I think it was Dura or something I eventually ended up looking at. But I think at this time I was trying to explain the trade route system. Usually people use this to find out where to buy and sell things, but for me at the time, for minerals, and the mineral I had didn't show up any, and them green lines were for food or something near the bottom of the list. So yeah, so I think I took that off, and there was no lines, so I couldn't really rely on that. So, but anyway, that's how you sort of find out trade routes that way. There is external tools people's made and websites, but I think that's a bit cheating. So yeah, this is the refinery system, I think, the run or whatever. And I think this is where I started from with my first trade on. So if I'm reading this right, I think it imports certain minerals or something, and so that's a good system to possibly sell. It doesn't list my particular mineral, but I thought, well, it's a refinery system, they do certain minerals, so let's have a butcher's, go over there and have a go. So we have to go through this system first to get to where we need to go. So hopefully when I clicked on it, it's targeted it. So we're just going to check that to see if it did lock destination, which I think it did there. So that's good. So what we have to do now is launch, and here we go. I love the stations in this game. I mean, I used to like X2 game by Eagle stuff because they had docking in stations and things. But then they did external docking, and then basically they just docking on. It was terrible. We just went back on what the features they had that made the game great, I thought. Trying to streamline docking. But I like the manual touch myself. So when Elite came out and had docking like this, I went, hell yeah! Get myself some of that. So I was using my hat on the joystick to go up first, and then align with the yaw or whatever, and then ease out. I think that ship was upside down next to us, so I must have been upside down for him. So I must have been wrong. So usually you have to find where you're going by looking about. So use the compass, which is to the left of the left part of the radar, and then go it aligned, and then go full throttle, and then off you go to super cruise. I mean hyperspace. Well, you have to sort of get 5 clicks out of where you've just docked, like the station, because there's a mass thingy on the bottom right corner of the screen. It's like no jumping zone. So we're out of the mass thing we've got, so we can jump. And I absolutely love the hyperspace effects on it. It sort of feels like it's got real depth to it, considering like a lot of games hyperspace is just like very flat. Looks pretty, but it's flat. Anyway, so we've jumped out of hyperspace and we're near a nice sun there. Usually the orange, but this one was more yellow. So we've come out at that system, and we have to go to the Dara system or whatever it was called. So we've got to make sure we're locked down in, and then we've got to find it with the compass, because I don't think it comes on the radar. Oh, it might do, I don't know. So I found it, so make sure it's centered, and then charge up your hype drive again. So that's jumping from one system to another. That's pretty basic and it's easy enough. This is when I turned my edtracker on, because it must have warmed up. It's really nice to have the edtracker because it makes situational awareness really profound as an effect. Especially when you're dogfighting, you can look up and then see him, and then follow him with the joystick without looking where you're going frontwards. It's just really handy of a tool, and it's cheap as chips. So anyway, we've come out with the system. We're going to look for that station. I think we'll go to system view in a sec just to confirm. But with the edtracker you can sort of look at the panels left and right without pressing the menu buttons, which I think is really nice touch. I see how she like pressing the menu buttons and all that stuff. So we've found the station, we've locked on it, we'll go find it, usually with the compass because the radar's not like got the range for that far, I think. Although I might do it, I'm just not good at with the radar quite yet. So yeah, we're lined up and we'll do Super Cruise now. Until you're in Super Cruise mode with the lines on the left and right. Now LS is the longer distances, then it's MM, and then it's kilometers km. You want to really keep your throttle on the blue as indicated on the right side of the radar. That when it's blue, it's got like a little blue thing on the end on the right side of the line. That means it goes down eventually as you get closer, but you can manually adjust as well. Now I think I was going a bit too quick, so I think I'll lower my throttle a bit. And you'll notice on the bottom left corner there's like a little dash there now. So when that dash goes to the distance in the blue and the speed in the blue, that's usually a good time to safely disengage your your Super Cruise. And if you can, I think, because I'm not really the best at getting out of Super Cruise, but I found if you can go to the last minute to about 30 to 100 kilometers, you usually drop out of Super Cruise next to where you want to be without having a long distance to travel. Because sometimes I've found I've come out a bit early and it's like 80 kilometers to get to where I want to be, so I have to go back into Super Cruise to make that distance up a little bit. I think I was going on about before in the original recording that there was like a solar flare sort of in front of us, and that's another ship. So you can see like the heat signature of ships as a sort of blown up flare kind of effect. So you know that ship's like going to the same place you are, and things like that. Gotta be careful of that indirect thing where they can take you out of Super Cruise. So I'm slowly trying to get to where I want to be now. So safely and disengaged now, but I want to get a little bit closer. So like I say, I think I dropped out around about 30 kilometers, so it does rush past, but I pressed the button just in time, about now. And then as you'll see when it loads, I'm only about 9 clicks away. Now the best thing to do with stations is to find where you want to go in, because it can be tricky to find where to go in sometimes. The entrance is usually rotating anti-clockwise, so we can see here the middle section is going clockwise, well to the right, then the top is going anti-clockwise kind of thing. And I think we can see a couple of ships at the top there, so that's where the entrance is, I think. Another telltale sign usually is billboards, but I think this one is a bit recessed in the docking area, so the billboards might not be quite visible until you get near it. So in a minute I'm going to request docking air clearance, and then we're just going to line up and all that stuff.
Scan detected.
So we'll stop around about here, I think, and then we'll go to the menus and request docking. And you can navigate the menus like up and down through the menus with the hat switch if you want with the joystick. Saves you using your keyboard and things. So we've requested the docking, we've got B43 I think it was. So we're just going to sort of follow this little ship in So sort of line up where the entrance is and sort of sweep in and rotate around. Try not to go too fast, but don't go dead slow either, just take ages. And don't forget to deploy your landing gear. So all there is left to do is just dock. Now, there's separate controls for when you're in stations and you want to land, compared to just flying about normally. And with that, you do your lateral thrusters with the hat switch on your joystick, and that makes it so much easier to go left and right and forward, back a bit. Or up and down. So just adjust your hats and controls and rotate a bit and then gently land, basically. So there we go, nice and easy, isn't it? I've never really found it very hard to dock. And that's saying something, because I've never used a joystick apart from like when I was about 5, and that was back in the early 80s, well, mid 80s. So anyway, so we're on the air quantity screen. We're going to try and find our minerals and see if they're worth anything. So if I've centered on it now, or I will center on it, we'll see that I bought it for about 104 credits each, and I think it was worth 270 something credits each now. So we're going to make some money. So sell 4, and I think we get about 600 credits out of that. So I've gone from 1400 credits to just over 2000 credits. So it's slow, but it works, and as a starter guide, I suppose that's all you can hope for really, apart from going straight into combat, which does get you better rewards, but you're going to die probably easier and quicker with the bounties on ships. But yeah, so that's trading from noob on elite. That's just started playing a couple of days ago, and with the Hotas X joystick, which I got from Overclockers UK for about £32.99 free shipping, because I was a former member. It's usually out of stock, but I managed to go out when it was just in stock for like a couple of days, because joysticks seem to be selling out really quick over the internet because of Elite and Star Citizen. I think I was trying to explain as well here what you can sell there at this station. I mean, buy it cheap from that station. So we've gone from one system, passed through another to get to another system. We've docked, we've landed, we've traded, we've had a look through the menus, we've had a little go through hyperspace and how to exit and stuff. So I hope this has helped some people. It's not the best guide, and there's hundreds out there, but this is me. It's from my experience of a starting player that's just getting into the beta, and that's really new to joysticks, because I've not had a joystick since like when I was little. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll probably make another one soon when beta 3.9 comes out tomorrow. So until then, I'll see you next time.